Good evening and welcome back to the Ninth Circle. My name is Bill and welcome to my latest video. So this video is going to be another in a series of contest entries or VC or vinyl community threads. There have been a lot of celebrations going on lately. So this one is for the Dreadful Minutes, for Dreadful Rick, for his 600 subscriber contest, the Identity Crisis Identity Crisis contest. So so I figured Rick is such a great member of the vinyl community, of the whole heavy metal music community. I've sung his praises on here before. He was pretty much the first person on YouTube to acknowledge me and to like give me a shout out on his channel, which I was humbled beyond belief, because I'd only been doing it for maybe a couple of months, and I remember watching the video and he was talking about new channels, and I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, well, I wonder if he'll mention me, and at the time I was like, of course he won't. I mean, I'm so new. How the hell is he gonna know about me? I've done 3 videos or something like that, and lo and behold, though, I was in the shout outs, so I was blown away. So this is the least I can do, is to, celebrate Rick and all the awesome stuff he does for the vinyl community and the heavy metal in general. So here it is, the Identity Crisis thread. So we'll kick it off here. First thing, when we're talking about, I might turn it down here. Yes. So, when we're talking about things that define our channel and things that define us, so what we're playing right now, this is my band, Uncross. I've talked about this briefly in the very first video I ever made. There's a little sticker. This is our demo that we recorded last year, about 1.5 years ago. So 3 songs. I've got copies of these. If you are interested in one, you can hit me up, or we're on Bandcamp, we're on YouTube as well. So if you don't want a physical copy, you can certainly listen to it that way. But anyways, so that'll be at least a partial listen of what's going on in the background here. So, and I'm the vocalist in this band. If this is like your first video and you don't know, I'm doing the vocals on this. Anyway, on to other things that kind of the name of my channel. Now this is something I've shown in another video. We've got Dismember. This is from the recent Dismember box set. This is Indecent and Obscene here. As you'll notice, there is a song. There it is, right there. Ninth Circle. Kind of unintentionally, the name of the channel, that a coincidence with the name of the channel. Also, as you'll know, pretty much my favorite death metal band of all time. So, Dismember, Indecent and Obscene, and the Ninth Circle. One of the defining characteristics of my channel. Another band that ties into that. This is the first release by Magic Circle. Their self-titled record, which I love. I like all the Magic Circle records. This one in particular really resonated with me. So this sounds a lot like Pagan Altar, and it's no, I don't think it's any coincidence that the vocalist Brendan Radigan is now the current vocalist of Pagan Altar after the passing of their original vocalist. But this is just a great Doom record, classic Doom record. I would highly recommend it. If you like stuff like Pagan Altar and Pentagram, you're going to love this. So, alright, next up, I'm going to go and kind of just show some albums from some of my favorite bands. It kind of gives you sort of a sampling of kind of like what some of my tastes are. So first off, we're going to show another piece of vinyl here. Another band, I just saw them recently here. This is Deceased. This is probably my favorite Deceased album. Fearless Undead Machines. We'll take it out there. This is Hell's Headbangers reissue from a number of years ago. Give you a little picture of the gatefold in there. This is their 1997 album. basically kind of like their first concept record, all about zombie apocalypse, kind of like George Romero influenced zombie apocalypse. Fucking just really great song, really great album. When I saw them, they played Fearless Undead Machines and Night of the Deceased were both played off that. You know, great songs. I really like every song on here. I'll also shout out The Psychic as well. I really like that song too. So, Deceased still putting on great fucking shows 38 years into their career, and this is probably one of their best albums. But I like everything Deceased have done. I don't think they have a bad record. You get that? Yeah. So Deceased. All right. Sleeving on camera like an asshole, but fuck it. We're doing it without a net, man. Okay. Another favorite here. We're gonna just show this box set real quickly. Venom. I fucking love Venom. So this is like basically a complete Chronos years, the original era. This has everything from Welcome to Hell through basically I think Eine Kleine Nachtmusik and a bunch of singles and stuff like that. But Venom was like one of the first like metal bands I really got into. I'm not gonna take all this shit out because there's a ton of stuff in here. Well, maybe we'll look at a couple things here. You know, just they were so punk and sloppy sounding. Yeah, this kind of gives you a little. That sheet kind of shows you everything that's in here. And so, 40 Years in Sodom is the name of this box set. Really cool. Basically, if you're a Venom aficionado, it's highly recommended. So, like I said, probably maybe my favorite Venom song of all time is probably like Sons of Satan. Sorry, I'm readjusting some shit there. Off Welcome to Hell, but I mean there's so many fucking great songs by Venom, so who can name it for sure? Jesus Christ. Messing around with too much bullshit. Yeah, so Venom, another favorite for sure. Then we'll go The Lord Weird Slow Feg. For a while they were just Slow Feg. They started out as The Lord Weird Slow Feg, and then eventually became Slow Feg, and then returned to being The Lord Weird Slow Feg. This is their most recent album. This was 2019, New Organon, and I think this is just as good as anything they've ever done. I mean, songs like The Cynic, this title track, the song Uncanny, Being in Nothingness. I really like Headhunter a lot, too. If you've never heard Slow Feg, they kind of sound like an interesting mix of like stuff like Raucous Helm, and Manila Road, and Thin Lizzy, and even like Broadway show tunes. Very, very theatrical as far as like the vocal delivery. And Mike Scalzi, the vocalist, he's the only original member, the vocalist / rhythm guitarist. He's an associate professor of philosophy, so his lyrics are very intellectual and literate, often covering historical topics and philosophical topics and things like that. Like the song The Cynic on here is about Diogenes and about Stoic philosophy. So if you like heavy metal and you're a bit of a nerd, which who among us isn't to some degree, Slow Feg is definitely a great band. Another favorite death metal band of mine, the band that I think is underrated, a band I've gotten to see a couple of times, The Chasm. This is The Spell of Retribution, probably my favorite album by them. This is 2004. So I got to see them twice in 2019. Daniel Corchado, just an amazing songwriter, guitarist. 2019 I saw them at Maryland Death Fest, and then I was lucky enough to see him here in Salt Lake, touring as well with Cruciamentum and another band whose name escapes me right now, but I fucking love The Chasm. I probably will do a video at some point just discussing the career and discography of The Chasm, but again, another one of my favorite bands. And then this is a band here that they were featured on Heavy Metallurgy, going over the complete discography, and this is probably my favorite album by them. Thin Lizzy, Black Rose, a rock legend. What more needs to be said about Thin Lizzy? Phil Lynott, one of the greatest vocalists ever, has one of the coolest sounding voices in my opinion. Great bass player, great songwriter. I mean, this record, Gary Moore also plays on this, and he's an amazing guitarist. I mean, it has the songs like Waiting for an Alibi, Gotta Give It Up, Get Out of Here, With Love, Roshan Dub, which is an epic 7-minute song, Do Anything You Want To. Just a classic piece of Thin Lizzy hard rock, and one of my favorite bands of all time. And then lastly, when I was thinking about black metal, I was thinking there's so many bands I could throw into this ring, but I wanted to throw a band that's maybe another band that I think doesn't necessarily get a lot of attention, and probably a band that I will eventually do a video solely about, and that's Akitsa. This is Goethe here. This is a French-Canadian band. They've been around for like 25 years. I think they started in 1998. They've got a new album coming out. I'm super excited. I love Credo, their last album that came out in 2018. It's hard to believe it's been 5 years since their last record. But it's just raw, simplistic, evil, yet catchy black metal, you know? So I really like this record with all that glare. But I said Credo's a really good record, and I'm really excited for the new one. So, made up of 2 members, OT and NT, Akitsa, super great band. So, I think that gives you a nice little rundown of kind of get to know me sort of thing. So, I'd like to say again, Rick, you're a wonderful, wonderful man. You do so much for the metal community. You're just a cool, funny dude, and, you know, I love watching your videos and interacting with you in the comments and things like that. So, congrats on the 600 subs, and that's all I've got for you tonight. I'm going to give a little promo here. I think this coming Friday the 13th, it looks like I'm going to be on Heavy Metallurgy. So, more details coming on that through Marty's channel. But that's all I've got. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. See you again in the Ninth Circle.